All right, dude. So I got a couple questions to ask about that song.
All right.
One, I do want to say that is one hell of a song, man. That is
Thank
that
you.
that is awesome. So the second thing I do want, well, that's actually not the first thing I even wanted to say. The first question I want to ask about the song is now you guys weren't in the video yourself, so was that purposely done? You just kind of gave the music to someone and said, "Here, do something
Yeah.
with it."
So basically, okay. So the whole thing was we didn't know, we were not on a label at the time. We had like
Mhm.
nothing. So it was literally just us self-funding everything. And we were
Right.
just, we were like, and it was one of those things that we showed the song to a few people and everyone was like, this is our favorite song out of all the new songs that you guys have been working on. So we were like, well, then let's just release it, right? Let's like get it out there. Let's
Mhm.
see what happens. And I'm glad that we did, but we didn't have the money to do like a full on music video for it. And I'm one of those kind of guys that just if I'm not going to be able to do it with the right way, I'm not gonna want to do it at all.
Right,
So
right. If it's
I'm
gonna be
not
out
gonna
there, you might as well do it the right way and make it look the
exactly.
best it can look.
So I was just like, let's just do like a more lyric video, but make it just kind of like a looping of these like cool imagery kind of things to create this what I see in my head that I wish that we could do in real
Right,
life.
right,
So
right.
we have this guy that does like all of our artwork, like all the cool like CGI kind of stuff. I was like, hey man, this is the idea, could you make it happen? He was like, yeah, cool. So and then we made it kind of like old kind of horror with like the subtitles, more like a subtitle kind of thing than like
Uh-huh.
big flashy lyrics going on the whole time, you know. So
Yeah, no,
um
it looked good for not being in it. It looked good. Does the song justice? Now, my next question about that song is who did the girl vocals
so
in that?
yeah, so basically while we were in the studio, we did it up in North Carolina with like the guy that produces us. He was like big. He was living in North Carolina at the time. Now he actually lives here in Atlanta. And so basically we were like, this is this idea because we basically we wanted to write something that we had never done before, something that was
Yeah,
just completely different than anything we've ever done. And so we were like, let's give it this like kind of southern gospel gothic-y kind of
yeah,
vibe. And
yeah.
we're like, we need a female vocalist on this because I kind of sang the originally like the super early demo.
Mhm.
There's a version of me singing the holy water, like hold in your holy water, you know,
Right, right.
instead of like a female vocalist. So it's kind of funny hearing that version. And then basically right as soon as we were done in the studio working on these songs, our producer Josh Landry, he was actually working with this band called A Light Divided.
I've
um
heard of them.
yeah, they're like
Yeah.
around our size, like a rock band. So their vocalist, she's like really really talented. JC is her name, and
Uh-huh.
she's awesome. And so she like came in like before they even started tracking their stuff. She like came in and was like, yeah, I'll track it real fast, and tracked it. And I was like, all right, we're good. We're good
Yeah,
here. Like, we're
man.
good. So we just took like literally like 50 takes of her singing it. So that way we could like make it kind of sound like a choir.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. So put it all together.
yeah. And so basically, so she did that version, but it's kind of funny because so it's honestly weird. This is the first time I've listened to this version in a very long time because we re-recorded it for our record that's going to be
Oh,
coming out
gotcha. Okay,
next
okay.
year.
Oh,
So we didn't change anything, but we like re-recorded everything so it's like better quality, and we actually have like a full choir now singing it and stuff.
right.
So it's kind of weird, and like I've been just doing nonstop listening to our record, just making sure that it sounds the way that I want it to sound and fixing what we need to fix. And so it's funny listening to that old version to listening to this
Yeah.
new one. So
I bet because if you're working on the new version of it for the new album you're gonna drop that's gonna come out, you're
yeah.
used to hearing that song over and over and over again. So
Oh yeah.
hearing older versions like, oh shit, almost like you forget. Like I'm
Well, yeah, because
yeah.
like there's the only thing that we changed the drums a little bit because we just wanted the drums because so Homer, our drummer, he didn't he literally was just thrown into the studio when we were up there to track the drums for that version of Holy Water. He literally like maybe listened to it twice and was like, and then we were like, go.
Just play something.
It's like, okay. So, but now he like had the time to actually play what he really wanted to play or what he.
Okay.
Sorry, I got a little gnat in here. What the hell?
I
I've tried. I'm
gotta get
trying. I don't know. But basically, that was cool that we could actually spend the time for him to come in and do what he needed to do.
So has the band lineup changed at all since 2019? Or
No.
Okay.
So basically, I think the last change that we did was probably 2017.
Okay, so it's been a minute.
Yeah, so it's been a minute. So we've been this version for close to 4 years. I'd say probably close to 4 years. That's probably the closest to say. So we're actually adding like a live member to the band as well. That's going to play like keyboards and like other guitars and stuff. Because a lot of our newer songs have that kind of gospel-y kind of vibe. So we have like a lot of keyboards, a lot of like there's even some like synthy stuff, but a lot of organs, a lot of like piano and stuff. So
are you guys still signed to the label right now?
So yeah, so we're signed to Better Noise. It's just not like fully announced yet. So there's like
you just announced it.
Yes.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yes, we actually announced it last year, and then we have been just slowly releasing stuff because we did like a Christmas song with them last Christmas. We did like a Christmas cover, which was fun. It just kind of was one of those things that it just never it was a Christmas cover, you know what I mean? It was for this song called In the Bleak Midwinter, which is like this like super classic European song. Like in the UK, apparently it's like it's literally like singing like "Oh Holy Night" or something, you know. It's like the song over there.
I don't think I've heard that song.
Listen, I love Christmas too. Like I like Halloween, but I love Christmas, and I had never heard that song either until like the later. It's like, here, this is a song we picked for you guys, and I was like, okay.
So you're telling me that from this, right? What you're telling me, and this is what I'm picking up, that it's safe to think, anyways, that European Christmas songs are not the same or necessarily the same
exactly
as American Christmas song, which makes sense. That music there's
of course
different than here.
But it was just weird because I was like, I had no idea. But it's so funny because Rob, our bass player, his girlfriend lived in the UK literally her whole life, like moved here maybe like 5-6 years ago. And so when she found out that we were doing In the Bleak Midwinter, she was like, oh my God. Like, you know, I'm trying to, I can't even do it. Oh my. She was like, yeah. I was like, I've never heard of it. So cool but we also made it our own, you know, it's kind of like upbeat and kind of fun. So
did it go well? I mean, it
was okay. Like it's a Christmas song. It's a band called The Funeral Portrait doing a Christmas song. Come on, man. Like it's I mean, it was fine.
That would have been a song I would have seen randomly. If I would have seen that, I would have been like, whatever the name of the song is, if I would have heard that song, or let's say you were doing like Frosty the Snowman by The Funeral Portrait, I would have immediately play.
Of course.
That's kind of my thing, right?
Yeah. Like for us, we made it like super like because we like changed the lyrics up because it's like talking about like baby Jesus and stuff. And there's nothing wrong with like religion and stuff like that. We're just not a religious band at all. You know, we do have some religious like undertones in our imagery and stuff like that. But the way that we relate religion is more of like a record label or the music industry rather than we do an actual God or something like that. So the way that song talked, it was super religious, like baby Jesus in a manger. And I'm just like, I'm not singing that. So we like changed it up to being like a girlfriend leaving you or a loved one, your partner leaving you.
And you can find this song
Christmas time you
can find it on like Spotify and Apple and things like that, right?
Yeah, it's everywhere. So it's just not up there because it's not our popular song. God,
people that watch this need to go check that song out. I know that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, it's fun. There's like sleigh bells, you know.
Oh yes, nice, man.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, no, we were just thinking, hey, what? We literally tracked. So the label hit us up. They were like, hey, we have this Christmas song that we really want you guys to do for this Christmas compilation that we're putting out. You have a week to put it together. I was like, and this was when we were in the middle of writing our record. We were like in the studio writing every single day for a record. So we were just like, So you want us to stop writing our record to start writing this Christmas tune? All right, let's try. And we got it done in like a day and a half. Like we were just like, let's go, let's do it. So we just like didn't sleep for literally 24 hours and like wrote a song.
Man, dude, being in the band's tough, man. People don't understand. It is a hard life.
It's weird.
Until you make it big, dude. It's tough.
I don't know. I tell people I'm retired, so like, because I don't work I'm very lucky where the band is my job, where I make a very small livable very small off of this band, and so I'm able to dedicate my whole life to this band.
That's awesome, man.
Especially the past 2 years, it's been hard because if I had a 9 to 5, there's no way this record would have ever gotten done.
Yeah,
because I was in the studio literally for a year and a half working on this record because of COVID. We had to take so many different breaks and all these different like precautions and things. So, or I was doing Zoom sessions or doing like stuff like this to write songs, with people that lived in LA or New York City, or even like we try to write with someone, in Australia and stuff like that. It just,
it's tough. Hopefully one day the podcast can get me supported enough to just do this. Cause even this takes like, I do 3 episodes a week. And so it's like, and really 4, cause I pre-record Tuesdays and I air it on Fridays. And it's like, this is actually live. And that's why last week I took the week off, not from work, but from this, I was like,
I'm sure you felt great last week.
I did. And I was super amped to come back on the show finally. It's one of those things where I like it, but I'm happy that I'm back. And it felt really good. And then getting you on here full of energy, man. And my kind of guest, who absolutely love it. Is there any, now I did want to go over some other things, but we're already like at the 28-minute mark.
Yeah,
I don't have to go over 30. We'll maybe go a little bit over. But anything that you want to say about your band? We didn't really go over touring as much as we probably would have liked to, but great stories anyways.
Yeah.
Anything about your band you want to put out there for people to see?
For me, I like people to come experience what the Funeral Portrait is live. It's hard. It's because, touring and shows are finally coming back. Concerts are finally coming back.
Yep.
Thank God.
Thank God.
So it's one of those things for us. There's some live videos out there, but they're all like really badly recorded. But we did, over quarantine, we did record. We rented out a church, like a really cool, like old creepy church in downtown Atlanta, and we filmed like a live set. So before the end of the year's up, I think probably around Halloween,